Hi students, today you are going to learn about the radius. So you have here as the bones of upper limb. So humerus, radius and ulna. So now let's go to the radius. So radius is the lateral most bone of the forearm. So this is the area of forearm where you have here as the radius. So radius is the lateral bone of the forearm. It has having the following three parts similar like long bones, upper end, lower end and the shaft. So let's move to the side determination points. So the upper end is having the disc like head, so it should be facing upwards. Then the lower end is expanded downwards to form a styloid process. It should be directing downwards and it should be laterally. If you see at the posterior surface of the lower end, there is a presence of a dorsal tubercle, so it should be directed backwards. Then it has a border called as interosseous border or the medial or the medial border. This is interosseous border or the medial border, which is the sharpest border. It should be directed medially. Then here, just below the head of the radius, you have here as the neck of the radius, and just below the neck of the radius on the medial aspect, you have an elevation called as radial tuberosity. So this is the radial tuberosity. It should be present on the medial side. So that's all the points for side determination. Let's start the features of the radius. So this is the radius bone. It has an upper end, shaft and the lower end. Okay. So coming to the upper end of radius. So upper end of radius has a disc shaped head. Okay. So this head of the radius, it should be directing upwards, and this head, it has a concave superior surface. So this concave superior surface will articulate with the capitulum of the humerus at the elbow joint. Then this is the circumference of the head of the radius. It is also articular. It articulates with radial notch of ulna. This is the radial notch of ulna, where it is going and articulating like this to form superior radio-ulnar joint. Then just below the head of the radius, you have a constricted portion which is called as the neck of the radius. Then just below the neck of the radius on the medial side, we have an elevation, rough elevation, which is called as radial tuberosity. So upper end, it is having head of the radius, neck of the radius and radial tuberosity. Then coming to the lower end of the radius, lower end of the radius is expanded and it is projecting downwards on the lateral aspect as a styloid process. Then lower end has 5 surfaces. This is anterior surface, inferior surface, then opposite to anterior is a posterior surface. This is the posterior surface. Then this is medial surface, and you have here as a lateral surface. So 5 surfaces: anterior, posterior, inferior, medial, lateral. So anterior surface, it has a prominent ridge on the lower end, whereas the posterior surface, it has one prominence which is called as dorsal tubercle of Lister. On either sides of dorsal tubercle of Lister, there are a presence of grooves, 2 on the right side and 2 on the left side. So totally 4 grooves which are present on the posterior surface of the lower end, 2 on the left side of the dorsal tubercle and 2 grooves on the right side of the dorsal tubercle. Then coming to the lateral surface. So lateral surface of the lower end is projecting downward as a styloid process. Then coming to the medial surface. So medial surface is having the ulnar notch, where the head of the ulna, so this is the head of the ulna, head of the ulna is coming and articulating like this to form inferior radio-ulnar joint. So this notch is called as ulnar notch of radius, which is present on the medial surface of the lower end. Then coming to the last surface, which is called as inferior surface. So inferior surface has two articulating surfaces, one on the lateral side and one on the medial side. And this lateral articulating surface is for the articulation of scaphoid bone, and one on the medial side is articulating with the lunate bone. So scaphoid articulating here and lunate articulating here. So lower end over, into which the dorsal tubercle of Lister, it should be directing posteriorly. So now lower end over, it has 5 surfaces. Then coming to the shaft of the radius. So this is the shaft. So next is the shaft. So shaft of radius is having 3 borders and 3 surfaces. Borders are anterior border. This one is medial or interosseous border. Then on the posterior aspect we have a posterior border. So anterior border, posterior border, medial or interosseous border. Now surfaces. Surfaces are anterior surface, lateral surface, then at the posterior side we have a posterior surface. I will repeat. Anterior surface which is facing anterior, then lateral surface which will be facing laterally, and posterior surface, this area which will be directing posteriorly. So now coming to the anterior border. So this is the anterior border. So extension of anterior border, it extends from radial tuberosity, it descends downwards till to the styloid process it is extending. Extends from radial tuberosity to the styloid process of radius. So if you see the upper end of the anterior border, it is appears to be oblique in nature. So this is called as anterior oblique line. Then coming to the posterior border, it is a mirror image of the anterior border. Mirror image. Why means it is appears to be like a anterior border, and this is also extending from radial tuberosity. It descends downwards. It also extending into the styloid process of radius. Then again, if you see at the upper part of the posterior border, it is appears to be oblique in nature. This is called as posterior oblique line. Then 2 borders over, and next is the medial or interosseous border, and this border is also extending from radial tuberosity. It runs downwards and it ends at the posterior margin of ulnar notch. Extending from radial tuberosity, descends downwards and ends at the posterior margin of ulnar notch. So 3 borders over. So now this third border, that is the interosseous border or the medial border, this is the sharpest border among all the 3 borders. Okay. So now let's go to the surfaces. So anterior surface lies between anterior border and medial or interosseous border. This is the anterior surface, where you have a presence of nutrient foramen, where the nutrient artery passes through this foramen. Then here is the anterior border and this one is the posterior border. So surface present between the anterior border and the posterior border is called as lateral surface. See here, this is anterior border and at the back you have a posterior border. So surface present on this side is called as lateral surface. So lateral surface has only one feature. It has a rough area which lies at the middle of the lateral surface. Then last surface is a posterior surface. It lies between medial or interosseous border and the posterior border. Between these two, we have a presence of posterior surface. This is interosseous border or the medial border, and this border is a posterior border. Between these two, you have a surface called as posterior surface. So that's all the features of the radius. So radius, it articulates above with capitulum of the humerus at the elbow joint. So here is the articulated radius and ulna, okay, where it is showing superior radioulnar joint and inferior radioulnar joint. In between two bones will be connected by interosseous membrane that will be forming the middle radioulnar joint. So that finishes the features of the bone.